Hello, time travelers, and welcome to my morning in the past. So funny how the internet works, right? This is my second weekly update for 2020. If you don't already know, I'm on quite a bit of a journey. I have a lot of things I want to accomplish in the next year, such as body health, spiritual health, mental health. In particular, I would like to get to where I can compete at the end of 2020 or sooner and get my personal business up and going if at all possible. Anyways, that's what I'm going through today. Is I like to keep weekly check-ins, and I'm gonna, so far so good, because this is the second week on the dot. Today is the 13th of January. We're about into the second week, and I'd like to keep this one a little shorter because I tend to be very long-winded in these videos, and I've got several different points that I'm going to hit overall. This week, or I should say this last week, has gone very well. I managed to hit just about all of my goals, and I will go over them as follows. First, we're going to go over how much sleep I get, how my diet went, my exercise went, and how much family time I got, and then any notable changes that I would like to make from last week moving on to the next week. So this last week, which is the 6th going through to the 13th, which is today, yesterday was my rest day, but all the days before that were focused on getting back in the gym because I had been sick for 2 weeks leading up to that over the holidays. It's kind of miserable, but we're pretty much back up to top notch, and it's smooth sailing so far. So I'm gonna grade myself on sleep, which was the thing I was the most concerned about not accomplishing, and I did manage to hit I did better than I thought I was gonna do, because I totally thought I was only gonna get like 6 hours. But I did manage to get much closer to the 8, which was my goal. And let's see if you can... Anyways, so down here it does say that my average for this week down here is 7 hours and 24 minutes. So we did do way better than projected on the sleep scale, especially considering that I did get my 5 days of cardio, my 4 days of workouts. I did every single one of those workouts. I did not skimp out anywhere, because starting on new exercises, I often end up cutting out at the end or skipping a few things because I'm not comfortable doing them, or I'm just so tired I'm gonna be sick. But I did make it all the way through. It does help having that week or two of recovery. Your muscles are rested. You've been rejuvenated, you've got all that built up energy that's just waiting to be used. So that was definitely on my side, and I utilized it to the best of my ability. So for sleep, I am going to give myself an A, not an A plus because I didn't hit the actual 8, but I did really well given the factors that were fighting against me, which is a lot of work, and having a funny sleep schedule because I do work nights and have a busy day life at home. Next, we're going to move on to exercise. And as I mentioned before, I did hit everything that I wanted to hit. I hit all of my days. I was actually at the gym 6 days out of the 7 because I hit cardio a day early and then just didn't do cardio on the last day on one of my weight days. So that was pretty cool too. I do like going 6 days instead of the 5 because it's nice to have like lighter days where I'm not there for like 2.5 hours. Instead, I'm only there for like 30 minutes to an hour. So it's nice. I've considered switching to a 7-day schedule just so that I can have my cardio days separate so I'm not there so long. And it keeps that momentum going each day, knowing you have to go the next day regardless. I often lose momentum whenever I'm out of the gym for more than 1 day, or especially 2. Next is diet. I managed to I got all my meals in. I definitely got all my meals in. I was maybe at I want to say 95% compliance. It would have been 100% compliance, except on about the last day or the second to last day, somewhere in there, I did overeat one day. Instead of eating I think it was 2 meals, I ate one big meal, and I did not track that as closely. So I believe I overate a bit on that day. I don't track my macros anymore because it got I got so obsessed over it. And so now for me, it's better if I just know a roundabout of what my meals should look like, and then I prep ahead of time. But this was one meal that we ate out on, and I had missed a meal earlier in the day. So I was getting my calories in later, or like in between my 2 meals. And I think I just lost track in there. So I did really well, because I'm still working on being perfect in the meal prepping thing. That takes time. This is like my second or third month of actually like nailing it down. I'm really proud of it. My results are still going. I give myself an A. I would have gotten an A+ if I hadn't overeaten on that last day. Family time, I give myself a B+ because we did go out once. At least I did with my daughter, and we had some fun time for a good several hours. And I'm trying to maintain a bit of balance. When you're focusing toward a goal so hard, that balance kind of gets lost a little bit, but that's okay. So videos for last week, I did manage to get my weekly update and an extra video done. So that I give myself an A. If I was to do 3 videos, it would be a plus, but for right now, we're just gonna stick with the A. Overall grade for this week is an A. That being said, we're gonna move on to my next week goals. A bonus on here is that I was getting like 10 to 12,000 steps a day at working full time, and that was great. So that really helped my progress. That might not be the case this next week. And next week, what I want to hit with my diet is I want to hit basically the same stuff. Sleep, I'm still aiming for that 8 hours, which should be a lot easier to get because we're on furlough right now. Exercise is the same. I want to keep going with that. It can be hard for me to go. I pick up really good momentum and I go for like 3 or 4 weeks of really good exercise, and then I end up I usually hit this pattern where it's like blank for a couple, like this is what I've got my 6 days in there, and oftentimes when I fill it up, I end up filling up about the time I fill up the whole calendar. I get really excited and I want to take a picture of it and post it and like feel awesome about it. And then the next week I end up not going as much or not at all in some cases. And then I feel so much crap because I can't post it anymore because it's not perfect. So that's kind of the pattern that I've noticed about myself and I'm going to start working on. So we're going to fill this calendar up and get moving forward onto having like 2-month stints or 3-month stints, right? Family, I want to up from 1 outing to 2. These are really fun. I enjoy them a lot. My daughter enjoys them a lot. We really have a good time when we do these. And then my videos. Next week videos, I do want to do 2, but as I said, I'm going to keep the standard at 3 because I am still looking for improvement. I want to up my threshold, therefore I'm going to keep working at it. And so that is my overall update for this week. I did really well, and I'm looking forward to the next week. And I'm trying to pump out some pretty good content for you guys instead of just talking about me the whole time, as awesome as I am. And thank you for being here with me along my journey. And we'll see you next time.